everybody. This is Jim.
And this is Mike.
Mike is here.
Yes, I have returned. It's been many months since doing an actual podcast with you, Jim.
Yeah, we did a couple
interviews. Drink that coffee.
We did a couple remote ones, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but Mike hasn't been here for a regular one. And Jeremy was supposed to join us, but he's on an adventure this weekend. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's another autograph show.
Yeah. Still an adventure, but not really necessarily something new. Yeah. Sorry.
So this is show number 35.
Yeah.
And this is going to be, we're going to try and do this unedited.
Yeah.
So you're going to hear ums and
Thank you.
so's. But it's good that way. It's more natural.
Yeah, it is.
And this show, we're going to talk some music news and some new albums.
So we hear about some new artists, a new book.
Yeah.
A new movie. Yeah. One movie. I'm thinking of one movie, one book, and one artist. So, yeah, looking forward to this.
So there's this show I watch. I'm going to talk about a TV show, Big Sky.
Yeah,
Okay.
I saw the advertisement. I have not watched it.
So I think it's, see, I said, we got to ding the bell. No.
Where's
that would
that
be
bell?
Annoying.
Where's the bell? No, I'm going to ding it every time you say, Where's the bell?
Okay, I almost said it.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Every time you say,
Yeah. Move your mic a little that way. You're a little loud.
Oh.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, testing. There you go.
We don't want to blow out your ears.
Yeah, so tell us about Big Sky then.
I think it's in its third season, but I started to notice, I don't know when it started, but the one detective, her character is Jenny Hoyt, played by Catherine Winnick. She was in Vikings. But almost every episode, she wears a different music shirt, like band shirt.
Yeah.
And it's like torn at the top.
Huh.
Like in a V shape.
Yeah.
So some, like the Clash UB40 shirt.
Yeah.
David Lee Roth. Like, where do you even get a David Lee Roth shirt?
Wow.
Pink Floyd, Queen, and the last episode she was wearing a Led Zeppelin shirt.
Of course, my question would be, does she know those bands? But you're probably getting to that.
I don't know. There's no reference to why she's wearing. She just likes music. But she's a detective in a small town, so there's no dress code, obviously, and she wears a leather jacket, like not like a motorcycle jacket, but a nice, like a thin leather jacket.
I could refer to her as the woman in leather.
Yeah. So so I just wanted to mention that I like, there's a lot of music references in TV shows if you look for them.
Yeah.
Besides the music.
That reminds me, you've probably seen on TikTok, but there is a large growing contingent of teens who are wearing these rock and roll shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so on TikTok.
And they don't know the bands.
Right. And so I'm thinking of the one where the dad is interviewing his daughter and she's wearing a Purple Rain.
Yeah, you just sent that to me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's wearing the Purple Rain shirt, and he's like, hey, can you guess what song this is?
Yeah.
Can you guess who sings this? And it's just
she realizes at the end because he's saying Purple Rain.
Yeah. But she's actually wearing the shirt and has no idea what the song is or anything. Why do people do that?
My son does the same thing.
Wow.
He likes, believe it or not, tie-dye shirts, and I guess the way they look. He has a Jimi Hendrix shirt and an AC/DC.
Okay.
And I know he doesn't know who. He should know, right? Because we do a music podcast. I try to educate him.
He's in the studio down in the basement, lounging. Yeah, but I kind of equate it to the person who gets the tattoo of a Chinese symbol, but they just like the way the symbol looks
and doesn't know what it means.
Yeah. When actually it means floor covering, but they don't realize it's saying floor covering.
Yeah.
But that's what they have on their body permanently now because they like the design of it. So I just wonder if it's the same thing, maybe.
Yeah, well, I have some tattoos now, and my wife and my son, but we were in Sweden and we were thinking about getting a tattoo, but it would be like a Swedish or Viking symbol. There's different symbols.
Yeah, historical, going way back. Right?
But the problem now is some of the white supremacist groups have taken over symbols.
Right.
So you got to watch what,
Yeah.
Put on you.
When you're that far north in Europe and that far back, people are going to be all white back then, so people who are white supremacists, they'll reach back to those symbols.
Yeah.
Back when everybody in your town and in your country was light-skinned. Yeah. Hey, you mentioned the TV show. And so I'm thinking of a movie.
Yeah.
Just came out. It's called Weird. The Al Yankovic story. And it's kind of So it's on Roku channel only. And it's a mockumentary. It's kind of like Spinal Tap or, remember, did you see the Prairie Home Companion movie? I just forgot what it was called, but it was probably about 7-8 years ago. So for the radio show Prairie Home Companion,
I don't think I saw the movie.
Yeah. So it's got the set, it's got the characters, but it's a storyline that's just bizarre. And so I think that's what Weird Al's doing here. He starts off the movie with saying, "This is a documentary of my life, and everything that you're about to see is absolutely 100% true." So that's amazing. What's especially catching in the movie, because I can't give anything away here, is the pool scene, and it's actually mimicking the pool party scene from Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
And so you've got a lot of people around, a lot of people in the know, a lot of names, people dropping names. But before I get to that, though, so Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter fame, stars as weird as Alfie, his mother calls him. Alfie. Yeah. One of my favorite lines is...
I wonder if his mom really called him that.
Yeah. Well, she does in the movie, so... It's got to be fake.
I think it's funny though, the casting, because it's not, when they cast movies with portraying real people, they try and get people that look the closest to them. Right. But obviously they just, like Daniel Radcliffe, who knew he'd be playing Weird Al. Right. And I don't think I've ever seen him. I haven't seen many Daniel Radcliffe other than Harry Potter, but and for those of you who don't, I don't know if anyone wouldn't know, but he played Harry Potter. Right. And I don't know how many comedy things he's done. Right. And Daniel Radcliffe has been on Broadway, and he acts and sings. And in the interview I read this morning, was saying about how he hasn't done comedy, but that's what he used to feed him when he was a teen, when he was a young teen and an older teen, and he would enjoy comedy. But Harry Potter is dramatic. It's interesting, all the Harry Potter series, but not really comedic. There are some comedic things in there. Yeah. I've seen the first and second one repeatedly with his parents or his. I think it's his. He's living with relatives or something. Yeah. Those people are funny. Yeah. So his mom in this all true, 100% true documentary. Called Weird Al, called Weird. His mother says to him, quote, "Alfie, you've got to stop doing the things you love and being yourself." Yeah. End quote. And so you'll see a very a lot of irony. Yeah. You'll see very unsupportive parents and very supportive friends. So is it the opposite? I'm not sure. Now to the pool scene. The pool scene, you have Rainn Wilson as Dr. Demento, and you've got he looks good as Dr. Demento. Oh yeah, he really does. And I didn't recognize at first Wolfman Jack. Yeah, Jack Black. It was Jack Black. Yeah, doing a really bad impersonation. Yeah. I just didn't recognize. That's what's funny. They're not trying to be Exactly.
Right.
And the bass player from Queen.
Right. And I watched it again this morning.
Who I still don't know his name.
It's John something.
Yeah.
But you have comedic pause. He comes up and they said, who? And then he finally comes forward. He finally says his name. And there's this pause.
Yeah.
And then Jack Black says something.
He's the bass player.
Yeah, the bass player for Queen.
Yeah.
He says, he appears, he says his name. He says, I play with Queen, and there's still a pause. And he says, I'm the bass player for Queen, the band. It's like, and then people say, oh, yeah, okay. You've got Conan O'Brien being
Andy Warhol.
Right. Someone I did not recognize and did a great job. I watched the scene again, was Salvador Dali. Do you know who it is? It's Emo Phillips.
Oh, wow.
Salvador Dali. And he's there with Andy Warhol. Yeah. Josh Groden is the waiter. And this is just, so many names. The doctor who's operating on him.
Okay.
The doctor I didn't recognize. It's Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hamilton.
Yeah, from Hamilton. Yeah, he's the doctor. I mean, I just wouldn't think of that. His girlfriend, who he dates and has quite a relationship with, and steers his path in his life, is of course Madonna, and that's Evan Rachel Wood. I did not know, because I'm not a movie buff like yourself, Jim. I didn't know that she played in Westworld, Kajillionaire, True Blood, and just recently Across the Universe. Yeah. So that's Evan Rachel Wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Evan Rachel Wood.
I didn't know. My wife's a huge True Blood fan, but I didn't know she was in that.
Now this I have to take issue with a little bit, but I'm not sure of my motives here. I didn't find her especially appealing in the film, and I guess maybe that means I don't like Madonna. Maybe she played Madonna too well. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's it's not like you're watching and saying, "Oh wow, watch her." She's just. And
that's
like
one
Madonna.
thing that didn't happen. This Weird Al did not go out with Madonna.
Right. Yeah. So they asked for comment. The interview this morning, which is just hot off the press, and they're looking for comment from Madonna on the movie, and there's none. And they're hoping that she doesn't.
Well, she probably doesn't have Roku.
Yeah. But they're hoping she doesn't hate the movie or want to sue them or something.
Well, with all these different channels and apps and,
Yeah.
I don't know. It would have been nice if it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
I think it would have done really well.
It'd be cool to actually, because she plays a major part in his life, in the film, to actually have Madonna. I mean...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
Have someone play themselves.
Yeah. So the question...
Why wasn't Bob Dylan in there?
Yeah. A question I want to leave with listeners is, when you see the film, Weird, and the Al Yankovic story, is tell me if you think that it's Daniel Radcliffe singing or if he's lip syncing. And, you have to figure that out yourself. Finally, one more thing is Al Yankovic, Mr. Weird, plays the record executive behind a desk.
Great.
Yeah.
So he's in it.
Yeah, he's the record executive. You can recognize him, it's kind of his face, his eyes. But the record executives just love him. Just love him.
So Micah said 30 times now.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to find a sound.
Yeah.
I'm just...
They're mocking me. Where is it? What's the
crowd does not like that.
Oh, there it is. That's the one. That's the button right here.
Okay.
The smiley face.
Yeah.
Right here.
I'm just glad that Corey Feldman, wasn't in the movie. I don't think he was asked.
Well, think of all the people that weren't in the movie.
Yeah. We've got to talk about Corey Feldman. He's not on my list here, but
yeah. Well,
he's doing some tour of I don't know what he's playing bowling alleys, or he's going to be in Flemington, New Jersey, which is 20 minutes from here.
At a bowling alley?
At some bar. So that's all I'm going to say on Corey Feldman.
That's all you really need to say.
Yeah, he's not much of a... Go on TikTok and look up Corey Feldman. You'll see a lot of video in there. you'll get an idea. Anyway, okay. Now, Bono, we love U2. I know there's haters out there, but we've loved U2 for a long time. And
Haters
Bono,
gonna hate.
I'm pretty sure this is his first book he wrote. Trying to find my notes here.
There was books written about U2. I've read one or two.
Yeah, I don't think he's written and it's called 40 Songs, One Story.
It's called Surrender.
Surrender, yes.
40 Songs, One Story.
Yeah.
Now, I just want to say, Jim, the title, all three parts of the title are titles of U2. Surrender, 40, and 1.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I do want to read this book. I have some books that I need to get to, so excuse me, I'm clearing my throat.
Your Vox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bono Vox.
Your Bono Vox.
That's what Bono went by in the beginning. I'm sure it's in the book.
Yeah. He just dropped the Vox.
So I put this on my wish list on Amazon. And I hope to read this after Christmas. But it's 576 pages. And this is a little synopsis of what the book is. It says, Bono, artist, activist, and the lead singer of Irish rock band U2, has written a memoir, honest and irrelevant.
Irreverent.
Irreverent.
It could be. It could be irrelevant. We're going to find out.
It might.
It's
to
irreverent.
Some people.
It's irreverent.
Yeah. Intimate and profound. Surrender is the story of the remarkable life he's lived, the challenges he's faced, and the friends and family who have shaped and sustained him. So check that out.
Yeah.
Surrender.
So Bono kicked off his Stories of Surrender book tour at New York City, at the beloved to us and New York City, the Beacon Theater.
Okay.
Yeah. He was with the two people, Kate Ellis on cello and Gemma Dougherty on harp. So I'm picturing Bono with someone on cello and harp. So I believe that Bono tells a story, sings a song.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it goes back and forth that way. I'm just reading that he often returns to family, talking about his mother who passed away when he was 14 and what that means. It's
Iris, right? Yeah. Iris.
And
that song, Iris.
For her. And often returning to topics or issues surrounding his father. We know that he wrote Kite for his father, and it's very interesting. I think that, And
it's a very short tour. I think it's only 5-6 cities.
I can't imagine how much tickets were.
Well,
I didn't see.
I forgot to go in there in the morning, but I'm pretty sure it sold out immediately.
Yeah, we weren't able to get there. But
there were a couple tickets, probably resale. Hold on a minute. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. No edits. Oh my God. So I saw a video, and it looks like when he shows up before the show, he comes out of the car and he actually meets fans, which is pretty cool. Wow. I saw him signing autographs.
Yeah, we were always hoping for that,
Yeah.
Every time that we went to see U2 throughout the 80s and 90s, and there wasn't really much of a chance.
I don't know if you were with me when we saw Larry peek his head out of the car. The car came by at one of the stadium shows.
I do not recall being with you. He's probably in his 50s or 60s now, right? He's the youngest one.
Yeah, Larry Mullen Jr.
I think he's 51.
Is the youngest at 61. Yeah.
No, I think he's 41.
No, I think he's 61.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll always be young,
But I remember one show I was at, it was probably in Philly, and we didn't stick around after, but I heard it was like 2 a.m. And when Bono came out, he got out of the car, took pictures.
Very cool.
Yeah, so I missed that.
I do remember that night because that's one of the few nights where in my life I stayed up all night and then went to work the next day.
Okay.
You drive home, you see the sunrise, you get a little bit of juice or something, a shower, and you get right to work.
You drive your car up an embankment and
But you know what was bad about that
That's
night?
another story. Anyway.
Do You know what was bad about that night? There were several things bad about that night. But anyway, I had to go home, shower, get some juice, brush my teeth, and then go drive back down halfway to Philly. That's where I was working in Lansdale.
Yeah, go back the other way.
I had to go back the same way, not the other way. Yeah, the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, back where I came from just, 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
So that was a heck of a time. Joshua Tree Tour. Speaking of Joshua Tree Tour, I'm not going to go off on this, but did you know that U2's Joshua Tree photo shoot, with them out in the Southwest U.S., these Irish five, where'd I get that from? 4 Irishmen.
Yeah, and their manager.
And Allie. And Paul McGuinness. Yeah. They're out there. Did you know that wasn't filmed in Joshua Tree National Park? I was just thinking it was. No, it's...
Are you sure?
Yes, it's not filmed in Those are Joshua trees somewhere else.
Someone's backyard.
They're actual Joshua trees, but they're not in the national park.
In like Virginia or somewhere.
I think it's New Mexico.
Okay.
It might be New Mexico.
Yeah, there's no Joshua trees in Virginia.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. You learn something new every day, don't you, Jim?
You do. And someday we'll do a U2 podcast.
We love U2.
Yeah. Don't hate us for loving U2.
No. You have to think we're what we came from to get there. We are still wanting. We're questing.
Mm-hmm. The next
Paul Houston, if you're listening now, please, Jim and I, we would like a U2 album to come out raw, authentic, from the heart. Bam.
Yeah.
Not thought out too much. Just raw. Just like one. Just like...
Well, like...
just coming from the heart. And acoustic, we're one, but we're not the same.
I'm sorry, I keep clearing my throat.
Well, you're human.
Yeah. So think of this as live,
Well, this is live.
Yeah, we are live. No, but I know what you're saying, Mike. I'm like the Joshua Tree album, or toned down songs, not overproduced. Acoustic album, maybe even a acoustic cover song album.
Wow, that'd be interesting. Yeah,
like I'm sure Bono, especially Bono is so, he knows so much music history, and like why hasn't he? He's doing songs for an animated, that I think it's called Sing or something. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
But the authenticity I'm looking for, I remember hearing Origin of the Species. Not a great song on the album. One of my least favorite on that album.
Yeah.
But I heard it live and I'm like, wow. Mm-hmm. It just grabbed me. That for me is one of the greatest differences between studio and live in U2. I mean, just wow. It's about male versus female. It's about feminism, and it's a great song. But that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for someday. Mm-hmm. Paul,
they got to finish the third one in their series,
or scrap it. Just scrap it. Just forget it. Just go right to my request.
Yeah. What was it? Songs of Experience. Is that what?
But that's what I'm saying. This trio of albums, it's too planned out. It's like a commissioned artwork for some customer, and they have to finish the third one. Well, they were supposed
to do them 1, 2, 3.
I know.
I think the third one was songs from old people or something. I don't know what it was called. See, we can make fun of a band we like. Okay, now on to some new music.
Yeah. We love new music.
Yeah.
Even though we love U2.
Yeah.
Like, I love U2. I wouldn't. Yeah, anyway.
We don't listen to U2, all day.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What do you got?
Okay. So Sammy Hagar, remember him? He was in Van Halen.
Yeah, I barely remember.
The Red Rocker.
The Red Rocker, dude.
Yeah. I Can't Drive 55, that guy.
Yes.
He's got a new album out called Crazy Times, and it's actually very good.
Wow.
It's Oh, it's Sammy Hagar and the Circle. That's his band, I guess. But he's got Michael Anthony, who was the bass player for Van Halen.
Yeah, unlike the bass player for Queen that I didn't know. I know who Michael Anthony is. Yeah.
And Jason Bonham.
Cool.
John Bonham's son. So a couple songs on here. Check out Feed Your Head. The thing about this song, I like it, but it sounds similar to Quiet Riot's Metal Health, where it goes bang your head.
Yeah.
Metal Health will drive you mad. So Sammy's song goes, gotta feed your head. The head is dead. But it's like, gotta feed your head. So it has the same rhythm. So that's all I'm going to say on that, but check that out. No, there is one song, Father Time. There's an acoustic version.
Yeah.
And it's just about, someone getting up there in age and, reflecting on life and how much time you have left. It's a great song. So check that out.
Very good.
And then we got to talk about Taylor Swift.
Right. Things have surprised me in recent times.
Oh, before
Jim, and you're expressing, you're coming out.
Yeah.
You're coming out. You're expressing your love for Taylor, and that's a good thing.
Oh, before I do that, I forgot. We got some emails here.
Oh, good.
We got a couple.
Good. Let's hit the
listeners.
Let's hit the listener mail first.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We will get to Taylor Swift and Madison Cunningham.
Yeah. Okay. So this is comes from Keith Wellington.
Okay.
Not Beef Wellington. Keith.
Yeah. Keith.
Keith. He's from Warwickshire, England. He's. Sorry. We have listeners all over. So Warwickshire, England. Mike's listening. He's a part-time zookeeper and a full-time salami cook. Now, I didn't know you could cook salami,
Right, because it's already cured in some fashion. It's already not raw meat, so it's kind of cured.
So Pete says it's podcasts like ours that make him want to jump into the river itchin'. Wait, that's not good. I think I pulled the wrong one.
Is that the name of the river?
Yeah, River Itchen.
Okay.
Ichen. It's in Warwickshire. That's an actual town, so hopefully people in Warwickshire aren't listening.
I know. It's just, I got something caught in my throat.
But I'm thinking,
it's water.
I'm thinking it doesn't sound good, but maybe the water is very soothing or something. Or he listens to the podcast.
Right, especially if you're itching.
Yeah, River Itchen. Yeah. So then we have another one from Tiffany Summers.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Tiffany.
She's from Paris, Tennessee.
Hi, Tiffany.
And she's a toe model.
Say hi, Tiffany. Just say
hi, Tiffany.
Okay.
Yeah. She's a toe model for a sock company.
Yeah.
And I don't know if she doesn't have great feet. They're in socks, so it's not really. It's really a sock model.
Listen, it's what's on the inside that counts.
Yeah. Tiffany says that she just loves when we talk about Taylor Swift. And
we're going to, honey.
Yeah. And we're
going to get you, darling.
Maybe only talk about Taylor Swift. I don't know. Jeremy and I, Mike doesn't know, but we talk a lot about Taylor Swift.
Oh, you do?
But I'm thinking we might have to tone things down for a while. I mean, we're starting to get complaints from Judas Priest fans that we don't talk enough about them. So
Judas Priest.
Yeah. So anyway, those are listener emails. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
You can email us at nogoodmusicpodcast@gmail.com. Yeah. You want to get a shout out? We'll do it.
Yeah. We'll shout out.
It's a new segment we're doing. Here.
Yeah. It's good to get mail.
Yeah.
You got mail.
So Taylor Swift put out her 63rd album.
Making history.
In 2 years.
Making history.
No, I'm just kidding. Midnights. Not Midnight. Midnights. I think these songs were written, around midnight. Maybe she's starting to fall asleep or fell asleep and started thinking about stuff. I don't know. It took me like 3 lessons, though, to get into some of it. I don't like all the songs, but I mainly wanted to mention that Taylor, I don't know why this isn't news, that she made history.
That's what I said.
Yeah. She had all 13 songs from the album in the top 15 of Billboard charts.
Wow.
So all top 10 songs were from the album.
Yeah.
It's never happened before.
Top 10. If you look at the top 10, you see only her name.
Yeah, that was like a week ago. Maybe Drake put out an album or Lizzo, you know, and knocked her out of there.
Should we do a whole podcast on
Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Should we do a whole podcast on who's listening to Drake?
Yeah. We're going to do a Drake podcast. No, I'm just kidding. So the album it's a little bit different than her Evermore that she put out in 2020. It's more electronic beats, more poppy. And so a couple songs, Anti-Hero, which is the bigger song. Great video. You got to see the video. Vigilante Shit. I like that one. And Question with a question mark. So those are songs I like. Anti-Hero is great though.
We're not too far. I know I've mentioned this before.
Yeah, Taylor's from Pennsylvania.
Yeah. She's from. I mentioned this before because we talk about her all the time. You know. No, wait, no, it's the Beatles. Never mind. It's the Beatles that we mention every time.
Yeah.
So she is from Reading, Pennsylvania, not too far from where I live and where you used to live, just an hour away. And have you seen Taylor without makeup? She's really like a different person without the black in the eye thing.
Yeah.
I mean, she's like, I don't know. She's like a regular person.
Yeah.
I think she's just as attractive or more when she has no makeup.
Yeah.
But...
and there's a girl on TikTok. Yeah, Mike and I were on TikTok. We're not on TikTok. Well, the podcast I put on TikTok.
Yeah.
But we're not doing dance videos or anything. But there's a girl that looks exactly like Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
She actually got removed from Instagram, and she's not even her name is not even like, you know, I'm Taylor Swift or anything. It's her real name, and she got kicked off Instagram because she looks so much like her. And there's a video recent of her out and about, and someone is convinced she's Taylor and is so excited. And her friend next to her keeps saying she's not Taylor. She's not, but she won't say anything. But I'm
cool.
Yeah, because we all have doppelgangers. I met mine. Well, I didn't meet mine, but you know, like a couple weeks ago, I was at Wind Creek Casino.
Yeah.
I was there to see a show. And I was at the bar, and, you know, down the other end of the bar was a guy that looked exactly like me from maybe 20 years ago. And I was freaked out.
Wow.
I was freaked out. I was like looking at myself I was tempted to go over there. My wife said I would have been like creepy or something, but anyway.
Very interesting.
They're out there.
Yeah.
And I just want to say one last thing on Taylor.
Yes.
That if you're a man, it is okay to admit that you like Taylor. Okay.
Showing your soft side, your feminine side. Yeah.
But if you are driving around in your car, you know, make sure the windows are up.
Yeah. You gotta keep it closed.
Yeah. Keep it low. So now, I don't know if you want to talk about, what's her name?
What's her name? Yeah. So, you know, this is someone who's new and up and coming, and I'm going to talk about this new artist, new to me, new to you, and this is your greatest find in the last year that you've presented to me.
And it's Cher. Never heard of. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You know, we've had some good finds in the last couple of years. Let's mention a few. I discovered for myself, you know, it's different when you discover for yourself. I discovered for myself Andrea Van Kampen and Bridget de Meyer. Maybe you showed me Bridget. Oh, yeah,
Bridget de Meyer.
Yeah. And
and Sophie
Coran.
Yeah. Who opened for Andrea. And we're going to... Sophie Coran, look her up. We're hoping to interview her. She's working on a new album. Somebody contacted her.
Philly native or working out of Philly.
Yeah.
Plays solo with the piano, which we saw, and then with the band. And we have not got to see her with the full band. Mm-hmm. And she's all around Eastern Pennsylvania, hopefully reaching out even farther regionally.
Yeah, very good.
Right, very good. I don't know why Sophie hasn't... Sophie.
We better get it right.
I don't know how... I didn't read her birth certificate. I don't know how Sophie isn't just booming and hitting some of the big main stages. But anyway, so Jim, you're checking on that, but it's Sophie.
Yeah, I was right.
Yeah,
Sophie.
Yeah, but I want to talk about Madison Cunningham. That you said, hey, check her out. She's born in 1996, makes her 26 years old. The genres are singer, songwriter, Americana. She sings, she writes, she plays guitar. Going back to her, I looked a little bit at her history here. She's born in California, living in California. She's one of 5 daughters. Okay, so she's got no brothers. So, and a PK. Do you know what that means? She's a PK. It means she's a preacher's kid, pastor's kid. Mm-hmm. And that has something to do with the story because she grew up playing guitar and singing with her dad and singing in church. And that's such a common theme. Mm-hmm. Katy Perry was singing in church and even through into adulthood and singing and playing. So she was also on NPR's Tiny Desk show. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the contest, not where you're going to win a concert or a desk.
Yeah, Andrea was on there.
Yeah. So that was really good. And I just learned this. I just read this, that she is part of Live From Here, hosted by Chris Thiele.
Okay.
Yeah, so Chris's name is coming up again, just like with Andrea and such. Madison has 3 full-length albums, a whole bunch of singles out. First album is Authenticity. You're Never Gonna Find It. It's from 2014. It's a Christian worship album. Okay. And she says that it's not relevant to her life anymore. And so it is pulled off, and you won't find it on Apple Music. You will find Who Are You Now from 2019, and the new one this year, Revealer. And Jim, you've turned me on to her, and so do you have some favorite songs that you think maybe some people would like?
Well, the one I really like is Hospital.
One of my favorites too.
Yeah,
because it just starts off aggressive. It's driving.
Yeah,
and
well, I like that one hook when she says hospital. It's her voice does something there.
Yeah,
the more I listen to her, the more I think she sounds like Sheryl Crow.
Right, I was going to mention that.
Yeah,
that's one of the 3 I was going to mention. Yeah. So, listeners, if you like Sheryl Crow, that's definitely similar there. When I listen to Hospital, I'm reminded of an artist that I listened to years ago, following the same journey as Madison, was Leslie Phillips. Leslie Phillips, back in the 80s, was a contemporary Christian singer. And she had a little change of heart, a little bit of her faith changed her views, and she changed her name as well. And so she became Sam Phillips. And so back in the mid-'90s, I was listening to Sam Phillips' album, Cruel Inventions, Martinis and Bikinis. If I was a betting man, I would say that these discs with the pastor and his 5 girls out in California, where Madison came from, I would bet that Martinis and Bikinis by Sam Phillips is there in that house somewhere.
Yeah.
So I really hear that. So if you like Madison, check out Sam Phillips as well. Love the soft song called Life According to Rachel. Now that reminds me, in fact, when I turned it on and I was listening, I had to check and see who it was because I thought that was Sinead. It sounds like a Sinead O'Connor song.
Oh, yeah. I think Yeah.
It's beautiful. Madison Cunningham, she's got a great voice. She's writing great lyrics. Madison, if you're listening, best wishes on your journey and all that you're doing. And we're going to look for more from you in the future, for sure.
Like I said before, there's so many Mike and I mentioned it many times that we have Apple Music, whether you have Spotify, but there's so many new albums, new bands, or newer bands. You know, some that we don't like, a lot that we don't like, but
we don't mention the ones we don't like very much. Yeah, unless we have to.
So I'm always trying to listen to new music every Friday when the new albums come out. But basically, I don't, nothing against hip hop and rap, but I just don't listen to that. So, but if I see alternative, singer songwriter, rock, I'll listen to I'll just listen to the first song, and it's a couple things for me, as it should be for anybody, is the person's voice. I'm really partial to female singers, but also
straight as an arrow.
But it's everything. It's the music, it's the lyrics, if they're intelligent lyrics. But I'll know almost immediately, within a minute, whether I'm gonna listen to other songs on the album.
Right.
So we're trying to find stuff that our musical ear, which we've been around a long time, and we've listened to a lot of music, that we hope that what we're telling you'll go out and pursue listening to, and hopefully like it too. What we like.
Yeah, I agree totally. I was thinking of something else too regarding Madison Cunningham. Also, I was feeling, like you said, Sheryl Crow, that feel, Sinead, Sean Colvin, she has that feel, and writing like Sean Colvin. And when it gets a little edgy, a little aggressive, I feel also it's a little Maggie Rogers, and just recently got turned on to her a year or two ago. Yeah, I got to check
her out. I don't know too much about her.
Just feeling that there too, so people can check that out.
So I've there's two new bands that I discovered. I say I discovered like I'm a record producer. No, I didn't discover them. Yeah. But First Aid Kit, I was really intrigued by the vocals, the harmonies, and my wife and I, we've been to Sweden a couple times. We're really into the Swedish movies, so it seemed appropriate that I would really like this band, because it's two sisters, Joanna and Clara Soderberg. They were born in 1990. Joanna, she's 32, and Clara is 29. And Clara chose the name for their band at the age of 13 by looking through a dictionary. She found the term First Aid Kit and thought it best described what she wanted her music to be at age 13.
Yeah, so she read the definition, not just how it sounded. Very interesting.
And it's as if the Indigo Girls and Joan Baez, I hear Joan Baez had a child. And then songs to check out: Ready to Run, the last one. Wild Horses 2 mentions the Rolling Stones and Graham. And I had to, even though I know music, I wasn't familiar with Graham Parsons, and the Flying Burritos did a version of Wild Horses, the song Wild Horses. Yeah. So that's in the lyric. Lyric goes, "We played Wild Horses on the car stereo. You prefer the Rolling Stones, and I like Graham's version, So check them out, First Aid Kit. Another band is Crawlers.
Have not heard of those, Jim.
They are a Liverpool-based band, and Mike and I are familiar with Liverpool in interviewing a couple people like Joey Mullen, Ivor Davis.
Working out of Liverpool. Yeah.
Beatles people. Yeah. Of course, Joey Mullen was in Badfinger. So this is three girls and one guy. I describe it: cool, hip, brash, rockin' new band. That's how I describe it. Girl lead singer, of course, three girls. I don't know. I think the guy plays drums. I'm not sure. Formed in 2018, put out their first single in 2021. And it's an EP, Loud Without Noise. Came out November 4th. 6 songs. Songs to check out: I Can't Drive, And we're going to get explicit because I have to say this. The song is Fuck Me, I Didn't Know How. Feminist, radical, hypocritical, delusional. That's another song.
Oh, okay.
And you can also go to their website, crawlersband.com. Check them out. Mm-hmm. And then I have a couple here that are people that have been around a little while. Mm-hmm. Someone I haven't heard of in a long time is Yo-Yo Ma.
Yeah.
Now, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong, is he a cellist?
Yes, I believe he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We got Emmanuel Axe and Leonidas Kavakos. It's Beethoven for 3, Symphony No. 6, Pastoral, and what's that stand for? Operatic or 1 No. 3. So I love Beethoven. You know, I don't know, since I can remember. This is great. Of course, instrumental, but really good stuff. Let's see, Guns N' Roses, not a new one, but they re-released Use Your Illusion, super deluxe. A lot of live songs. Of course, the regular songs, and then live songs from 91 and 92. I don't know where they pulled these out of, and mostly New York and Vegas. And this is when Axl didn't sound like Elmo, who's been like through a washing machine. You know,
Welcome to the jungle. I saw a video just the other day, and it just asked a simple question. It had a picture of this man there singing, and it said, "When did Axl Rose become William Shatner?" Okay, and I couldn't tell if it was Axl or William up on stage. Yeah, I had to look closely. I'm still not sure.
The looks, not the singing.
No,
it's William Shatner did some albums.
Right. There's a look, though. There was a look. If you had Captain Kirk put on the bandana and the long blonde hair and 100 pounds and such, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So did you have any other ones?
That's it.
So we're gonna end on Bruce Springsteen.
Okay, very good.
Okay.
Yes.
New album just came out. Only the Strong Survive. I looked up the title. I typed in the title, and apparently it's a very popular tattoo. Only the Strong Survive.
Yeah.
It's an R&B soul album, similar to what Paul Stanley from Kiss did a year ago with his Soul Station. Mm-hmm.
And it's not originals. Is that right? I think, Jim, you were mentioning that.
Yeah, they're not originals.
Yeah, it's cover. Because I was wondering how Bruce could create so much from Western Stars to his album just a year ago to this, but doing cover tunes, covering other people's music, that would be a little bit easier. On the album there, I see him very much original Springsteen. He is looking down at the camera from leaning up on the back of a car. So, very Springsteen on the cover.
Yeah, Bruce has been in, I guess, various, types of music like that. I mean, Bruce is like Bono with
he's quite
the musical knowledge.
Yeah.
And Bruce, this is from, this is what he said on stage. This was 2012, a while ago, but he said, "If you played in a bar on the central New Jersey shore in the 60s and 70s, you played soul."
Yeah, there you go.
That's what Bruce said. Mm-hmm. That was me doing Bruce. I don't know if you could tell. Bruce didn't just show up in here.
Yeah. But, talking about Jersey. So, so these songs, he would find the soul, he would find the meaning in these songs in the collection. Do you have any song titles there?
Yeah, I got some here.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
We got, some I don't like. This one sounds When She Was My Girl. I'm thinking of My Girl, I guess.
Some of these could be lesser known ones that were his favorites from
here, I'll go down the list. Only the Strong Survive, of course, the title. Soul Days. Now, this is with Sam Moore. Mm-hmm. Sam Moore is from Sam and Dave. They did the song Soul Man. Honestly, I didn't know if... I didn't realize Sam was still alive, and you know, good he is.
Sometimes people surprise you.
He's 87.
Yeah.
We have Do I Need You? Indeed I Do. The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. Turn Back the Hands of Time, When She Was My Girl. Hey Western Union Man, I Wish It Would Rain. Don't Play That Song Any Other Way. I Forgot to Be Your Lover. I think that's Sam Moore too. Seven Rooms of Gloom, What Became of the Broken Hearted. I know that song. Mm-hmm. Someday We'll Be Together. I think I know that song.
Jim, there's so many songs that I don't know. So when I listen to this new, quote unquote, Springsteen album, I think I'm going to learn a lot. I'm going to get a feel here for these songs that are a half century old.
Yeah.
Many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And there's one song I didn't mention because I want to talk a little, and it's called Night Shift.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was the Commodores. This was off their second album. I'm pretty sure it was called Night Shift.
Mm-hmm. This is mid 80s you're talking about here.
This is 80, 85, around there. And this was the second second album without Lionel Richie. And it was their last biggest hit was Night Shift. It was a year or so after Marvin Gaye died. So they talk about him. But this song I haven't heard in a long time. I had this album, the Commodores album, on cassette.
I did not know.
Brought me back to this little apartment I lived in Easton, Pennsylvania, when I was married for the first time. So it brought me back to a time that started out good, but I think by the end of the year, it didn't turn out that way. So it was kind of brought up some emotions for me with this. But it made me think of things we had this little apartment, but it had, you know, a small living room. But there was this other, I wouldn't even call it a room, little nook with a bookshelf. And I think there was a bench by the window. Yeah. So a little area. I had my stereo on the bookshelf. And I can picture myself playing this album and just sitting there listening to it. Yeah. So, like I said, brought back some good memories, and I'm not going to go into the... So the song, you know, as you talk about the song, it's so interesting because us at that time being into new wave, alternative, looking for the cutting edge. Yeah. You know, this is a time where we're really making some radical changes. And, you know, honestly, I would have been ignoring the song Night Shift, but still it's at that time. But I love the song because it goes in and it affects, because they're mentioning Marvin. Yeah. You know, he sings it so sweetly. Yeah. Marvin. It's a great song.
A friend of mine. Yeah. And so these things, these songs with these words can hit you, can go deep into your brain, even though that wasn't the genre we were listening to. You know, I didn't own a Commodores album, but there you got one. So looking forward to hearing that.
Yeah, they mentioned Jackie, which I want to say it's Jackie Wilson.
Oh, I was thinking it was Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis.
No, but there's it's a cool song. Yeah. Because it's like Marvin, it echoes. Yeah. And Bruce has pretty much kept with the original sound. Yeah. I listen to Bruce first, unless you don't like Bruce. Go and listen to the Commodores version.
Haters gonna hate.
I have the feeling, because this song was played on the radio, and I went and bought the cassette. I don't remember being into a lot of like soul music at the time. Right. I was probably 19.
Yeah, we weren't. We went from hard rock and rock to punk, new wave, alternative. We really didn't go that deep into jazz or soul.
Yeah.
Or even blues back then.
I mean, I like Prince, but this might have been the first, first
soulful album. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to look up. Okay, this is the thing. Jackie Wilson died in 1984.
Wow.
So Marvin Gaye died around that time. So these two people...
All fresh. This is fresh on his mind when he's writing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And died in 1984. April, Marvin Gaye.
Mm-hmm.
January, Jackie Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
And Jackie Wilson, he did Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher.
Mm-hmm.
Lonely Teardrops, great song. So, yeah, so influential, I guess, in the Commodores. Meant a lot to them, those two people.
Yeah. Looking forward to hearing that new album from Bruce.
Okay, so that does it for this podcast.
Keep listening. Keep your ears open. And if you want to write to us, Jim, again, where can they write to us? Because we could read your letter on the air.
Well, you can email us. Yeah. I'm not giving out my home.
You know what I meant.
I did that once, and that didn't.
Yeah,
that didn't go so good.
They come knocking. Yeah, what do you want?
It's It's KNOW.
No.
Good music.
GOOD.
Podcast @gmail.com. And I'm the one that answers the email, Jim. So.
Because I just don't give a damn.
Yeah, you can email us anything you want. We also, if you're in a band and you have an EP or an album like recent, we could give it a listen. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
If we don't like it, I don't know if you want us talking about it.
Yeah.
So.
Hey. All right. Till next time.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Turn off the TV.
And turn up the music.
Ciao.
You've been listening to No Good Music. Intro and exit music by the band 99%. Today's show was produced and edited by Jim Thatcher and recorded at the Did You Say 7 Studios in Washington, New Jersey. You can find No Good Music on Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, Pandora, and almost anywhere you listen to podcasts.
I'm Jim, he's Mike. No, I'm kidding.